What's up, family? Your boy Big Tommy Burns here, and just finishing up Strongman Saturday. It's the first one of March, and it's one of our final Strongman Saturdays of this era. I'm on the way home, but wanted to shoot this while it was still on my mind and fresh. So, a couple thoughts. Of course, you guys know that I talked extensively last week about finishing Strongman and that era and phase of life, and some things I've been working on and aspiring to get done. I started feeling my old operational system start creeping into place. And normally that is me trying to do a bunch of different things. Everything that I aspire to do, I'll start in a great way and get work done, but it will diminish the impact of the work that I was doing because I didn't execute the previous work until finished. And so I'm very happy. I was chatting with some friends about that process and catching it early in the year instead of getting 6 months into the year, 8 months, 10 months into the year, and looking back over the work that I aspired to get done and realizing that not a lot of it is complete or not complete to the greatest ability of my ability to work and execute and produce. And that was super powerful for me. And so I called it spinning, and I caught myself spinning, just thinking about things that I wanted to do or ideas that came up. And I had this chat a long time ago with Miles Monroe. And he wrote about it in several books and talked about it all the time. And it's the principle of good things versus right things. And he says, you never want to be stuck doing good things. He says the enemy of good things, the enemy of the right things are not necessarily bad things, but good things. You entertain the good things, and those are the things that start taking up a lot of your time, a lot of your focus, a lot of your attention. And the right things don't get the proper amount of focus, time, and attention, and you don't produce as much as you can of the right things because we're focused on good things. And man, that was super powerful for me. And even after all of these years, I'm still processing and digesting that. And I was talking with him way back then, well over a decade ago. I got a chance to see him in the East Coast and ask him a question after an event about producing purpose and turning potential into purpose. And that was his answer. And here it is, over a decade later, that is landing on me, like it is, very powerfully. And so, super big, man. The last piece of my reflection and conversation today is looking back over the last few days. I've been reflecting on leadership. And, I love the study of leadership. I love the act of leadership. In fact, in many capacities that I've worked in fact, I would think all the capacities that I've worked in, I have aspired to be a leader in the field or in the work that I was doing. And started studying that and just wanted to be my best self, right? And in my reflection about this last era of life in Strongman and different parts of my leadership journey along the way and just life, I started to come up with this principle started to come out of me of you never allow your leadership to become leadership, right? Needing things, needing people, needing, right? And this was a big lesson in life for me especially throughout this last era, but throughout my life. I was sharing with someone recently, like, man, I've struggled being just candid and transparent with people, especially my friends and people that that I care about. But really, most people, I've struggled being candid with people when something crossed my boundaries, or when it frustrated me, or when I just wasn't feeling something, or when it violated a principle of mine, you know what I mean? And I was feeling some type of way, and I would just let it go about it, and hope that it would get better just over time, right? They'll get it over time. They'll understand. But that didn't pan out to be the case. Oftentimes, I just got more frustrated because I had to repress how I was feeling, or when it finally came out, I was so emotional about it that I could not articulate it and communicate it properly. And it ended up being explosive and detrimental instead of beneficial for myself and the person. And so in finding myself in this area of life where I'm doing a lot of reflecting as I transition into another phase, that's one of the things that's coming up for me consistently, is feeling those things and being courageous enough to address them properly in the beginning and not let them linger, whether it be with myself, with other people, even with God, to address it courageously and candidly, like up front. It's just some powerful reflection that I'm having right now as I'm finishing out one phase and transitioning into a new phase. So, one, stop spinning. Get very crystal. For me, that means that, I started talking about writing this book, and I had the content of the book wrote, and then I started getting excited about this challenge, right? Like that's another phase of this process, but I started getting excited about it, started moving on it, and the challenge started taking up more time when I didn't even have the book done. And so for me, stop spinning means get back to the thing that I originally said I was going to do, finish it, and then move on. Finish it, execute it, and then move on to the next thing and build on top of it. Don't move on because it's not finished and I can't build on top of the thing. So stop spinning for me means getting the thing done, executing it, and then building on top of that. If there's something to build on top of, that might be just it, right? Executing that thing. But one, stop spinning. And then two, as I grow into this next phase of life, and whatever leadership looks like for me for that phase, to never allow my leadership to become leadership, where I'm happy that people are part. I'm happy to serve my gift to the world, but I don't necessarily need you in order to get it done. I honor your contribution, but it's going to get done no matter what. The moment that we start needing people to fulfill our purpose is the moment that leadership starts to diminish. The moment that we start needing, not inviting, but needing people to get our purpose done is the moment that leadership starts to diminish. Yeah. And that might be, some of you might agree with that, some of you might not. That's absolutely okay. I'll celebrate that with you if you don't agree with that. And I think the thought that I just had is that people wouldn't agree because you think that leading means that I'm out in front or I'm on top and everybody follows me. Well, the truth is, the way that I see leadership is that we're all leaders in something, and we contribute to each other's leadership and purpose together. So the moment that I start looking for your gift as a need for my leadership ability and my leadership gift, is the moment that mine starts to diminish, because I'm looking for yours when I'm looking for mine, right? And I'm not developing myself, my skills, and my ability. So anyway, just thought I'll throw that out there. But yeah, that's it, man. Have a great weekend. Peace.